Oh, come on. Come on. We're almost there. Come on. Just a little bit more. Come on. We are almost there. Just a little bit more. Oh, hello. Welcome back. I'll do that later. Okay. So as you can see, I'm in the back of my Landrover Discovery 2019, which has developed another problem. I'm going to make a short video on that problem. So we'll get into it now. Yeah, as I mentioned, the issue is the window fault with my Landrover Discovery 2019. I've had two issues now, one with the front driver's door and one with the rear passenger door. Exactly the same issue, exactly the same problem, whereas the cable on the mechanism gets rusted, corrodes, then snaps, and obviously snarls the mechanism. And as Landrover mentioned, it is a common known fault. So I would expect if you've got a Land Rover Discovery and all the other models have got the same mechanism, sometime in the future it will happen to you. So this video is just to demonstrate it is really easy to do and really cheap to do yourself. You need limited tools, and the units themselves, rather than spending 270 odd quid from Land Rover, you can get exactly the same unit from eBay for a fraction of the price. I think I paid for the rear one £44 and the front one slightly more, £10 more. And when you put them next to each other, compare them, exactly the same units, albeit one has got a Land Rover stamp on and one hasn't. And I'm sure they come across from China on the same boat. So yeah, have a watch of the video, and when you get the problem, which you will do, have a go yourself. The tools I got, really cheap, not expensive, and you can pick them up anywhere. I think I got mine from Temu, which is the way to go. Once again, from China, super cheap. So yeah, have a watch. So the actual fault itself, according to Land Rover, as I priced up part with those, is a common one, which is great news. However, to do it through Land Rover, to get their part, will probably cost you £500,000 and empty your bank account, which I wasn't going to do. So I made this video just to show you how quick, easy and simple it is to do, and quite cheap by sourcing the parts off eBay. But I'll show you the problem now, so you know exactly what we're on about. Right, so this is the rear door relay, which is quite narrow. The front door, exactly the same sort of configuration, but slightly wider. These two parts are slightly wider, but for all intents and purposes, it's sort of exactly the same unit. So the issue is, yeah, the window went down and stayed halfway, wouldn't go up, wouldn't go down. I tried forcing it, pulling it, while someone was actually operating the button, but it just jammed shut. So I was forced then to obviously take the door panel off, and remove this unit. I'll show you the tools I used and how I went about it. And I'm no great mechanic, but it is really easy to do. And I would suggest, if you have the same problem, which you probably will do, because it is a common problem, have a go at doing it yourself and save yourself a shitload of money. So the issue is, these new units now are basically run using tensioned cables, just like on your bike. So tension cables, the motor winds it up, which then obviously adjusts these two. The window is actually sat on there, so once the motor's pressed up or down, the window slides up or down. However, as you can see, the cable has become corroded, and then going obviously around the cogs, around the sliders, it is snapped, and you can see part of the cable is snapped. Then that obviously gets stuck in the cogs, or the cogs of the motor and the running wheels, and then just jams. And unfortunately, I couldn't find any repair kits for the cabling. You have to buy the whole new unit, and I think the front one from Land Rover was over 200 quid, 270 quid. Whereas off eBay, I got the front one for, I think it was about £60. slightly bigger. So this one was £49, delivered in 2 days. Obviously this is the old one. I'll unbox a new one now. And for all intents and purposes, they both came across from China on the same boat. So yeah, don't go to Land Rover. Get yourself on eBay. There's loads of different ones up, priced give or take £5. So yeah, that is the issue. The cable corrodes and then snaps and then jams everything up. Why it isn't a better build, a better quality cable? Whether it's, I have no idea. But there we go. That's modern cars for you. Right, I'll get the new one, unbox that, and put it side by side so you can see exactly the comparison. Okay, there's the box from China. So we'll open up and you can see it put next to the original one in Land Rover, which is obviously going to be a genuine Land Rover part from China. And this one literally took 2 days to be delivered. It was from a UK company, just like the front one. And the front one's been on now 6 months with no issues at all. So there we go. We'll get it out. And just like the other one, it comes with brand new pair of gloves. Nice. Driving gloves. Nice. And some instructions. Nice. So I'll just go through the tools that I use to take the door panel off. And that's the hardest part. Just taking the door panel off. It does come off quite easy. You don't have to have any specialist tools or anything. It looks daunting, mind, because you don't want to start, get worried that you're going to damage things, but it is the proverbial piece of piss to get off. So I'll show you the tools that I used, and they're not expensive. Okay, get the door panel off. Care of Temu. Ages ago I bought one of these trim packs for about 49p or something like that, and there's loads of reviews on there saying they're shit and they'll snap or God knows what, but I haven't any problems with it at all. And all I needed was those two just to initially get the door panel off, to get access to the screws, and then it's not a tricky part, but one part you got to just bear in mind: once you actually get access to the unit itself, because the window is sat on there and there's two holes in the window that actually clip in those bits there, you need to get a tool behind there just to prise it off so you can lift the glass out. And what I did was use one of these on both sides just to prise that up, and then you slide the glass off. So I literally had one of those in each side just to get the glass out. As long as you know they're there, it's not tricky. It's when you're trying to tug the glass out, not realizing that actually clipped in through a hole in the glass, that you wonder why it's not moving. But yeah, so that's to get the trim off, the panel off. I use that as well just to once you undo the bolts, just get behind the panel just to help it out as well. I think that was Temu as well, about £2.99. The screws to actually undo the panel are two of these bad boys. I can't remember what to say. I'll dig out the size now. Oh, there we go. Can we see that? Can we see that? Is that a T20? And can't believe you read it. T30, T20, T30, and that is everything you need to take off. That's behind the door latch. You just have to clip that off, which then shows you one of those. Those are the 4 screws that actually hold the unit onto the door. Alrighty, right, let's just get this wood out of the way. I have just taped the glass up just to stop it falling down, which makes it easier to get the get the new thing in. That's the electric plug to plug into the motor. That's your door release, which goes onto the card. I'll show you. And there was just one other plug, which is the speaker. So right, so now that that's out, I will remove. I'll save that for next time. Excellent. So literally, the unit now goes in, and there are 4 bolt holes which hold it in place. Blue bits at the bottom, which obviously space it out. If I can remember to how these went in. Right. And these are the 4 screws that hold the actual rails in. And they are the bigger, is it the T30? Can't see. I think it's the T30. They are the bigger ones. Right. So let's get them in. There's the other 2. The other 2 you can actually see the blue of the packet. And the other one. Right, done. Oh yeah, they're torqued up. Nice. So the plug, I'll tell you what, I'll leave the plug off for a minute. And I don't know why those gloves were included. Does it get grease all over my bastard hands? Right, let me clean them off. I'll take the tape off now. Right, so as the runners are obviously there, and that's all in place, all you need to do is take the tape off, slot the glass down so it then sits on the runners, but then you just need to clip it in so those clips will go back and then fall in to the holes actually in the glass, because there's 2 little holes in the glass. So let's give that a go. Right, let's give it a go. There's one. There we go. Do you hear those clips? They've now clipped into the back of the glass, and that is in place. put that clip back on. And that should be it. Oh, hello. Right. Now it's plugged in, clipped in. The actual runners are on. I'll start it up and then just make sure it works. If you look on YouTube, it says something about resetting it. With the driver's side, I just put it all back together, put it up and down a bit, and it found its own level or whatnot, or switches. So don't worry about having to reprogram or resetting it. It just sorts itself out. Right, let me start it up and we'll give it a go. Alrighty, done. Done. Right, next thing, I didn't record taking the panels off because I lost a bit of interest in that, having already done the driver's side. But I will show you how it's all put back together and how easy it is, and obviously take off, just do the reverse of that. Just one thing I did find when I took the panel off, it's obviously held to the door, the big panel's held to the door with the clips onto the panel. When you pull the panel off, I think 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10 of the clips stayed in the door and didn't come off with the panel. So you have to get your hand behind the panel, squeeze it together and pull them off so you can stick it back on the panel. But I'll show you that now. Yeah, these are all on that one there, but you can't get behind it and squeeze them one side and then pull them out. It does, after the 10th one, your fingers are hurting, mine, but they will come off. And then once they're all off, stick them on the panel, so then when you whack the panel back on, it's obviously going to sit right. And on the actual panel itself, you can see quite easily where they just all need clipping back on. I don't know why they stayed on the door rather than come away with the panel, but none of them are broken. Literally, is just a case of find the last one, clipping them back on the door card, and the rest are on, they're all on, and then that just whack back on the door. Right, next thing is the big gaping hole is where the speaker bit goes on, and that's held on by God knows how many screws. We'll have a look now. Okay, to remove a door card on the Discovery, it's virtually the same as the front, albeit this is a rear. It's really easy. Don't be afraid of knackering things, because the panels and the trims pop off dead easy, giving you access to the bolts. So first thing I did was, this trim needs coming off. It was literally get one of these plastic things from the top, prise it out, and then give it a yank, pull it off, and it comes off dead easy. One thing I would note is I do it from the top, because as you can see, it sort of sits in there and clips in. So don't try and prise it from the bottom, prise it from the top, and then it pops off. And then once you get access to there, there's one bolt, which was the T30, the bigger one, and then the other one is in there, which is the T30, and there is another one in there, which is a T20, whereby you have to pop off this little bit of trim. Once again, dead easy. Get your tool behind it, pop it off, gives you access to that. One further one, got a little bit of trim there, needs popping off, gives you access to, oh shit, where is it? That T30, and one final one is right under there by the light. Where is it? Oh, by there, sorry. By the light. Another one of those smaller T21s. And then once you've done those, it literally is a case of getting your tool behind the panel, prising it enough to get your fingers behind it, and then just give it a good yank. And once again, I would start from the top, and then work your way down either side, and the whole panel comes off.